If you're a PMM tasked with supporting sales, the first question you're probably asking is, where do I even start? And I get it. There's pressure to go fast. You want to ship battle cards, update messaging, maybe build a new pitch deck. But here's the problem. Most PMMs skip the discovery step. They assume they know what sellers need, or worse, they rely on the loudest rep to steer their priorities. And look, I've been there myself. I once spent 2 weeks building literally the longest, most in-depth competitive battle card of my career, only to be told by sales that they only really needed like 10% of what I curated, which was a punch to the gut because that meant that I had wasted a ton of time, but it taught me a couple of valuable lessons. You need to know two things: what sellers say they're struggling with and what the data shows is actually costing you deals. And I get it. This isn't exactly groundbreaking advice. Ask questions, look at the data, but somehow it's still skipped in half the orgs I talk to. So if you're doing it, congrats, you're already ahead of the curve. But if not, here's how to identify your biggest opportunities for competitive deal support: sales confidence surveys and threat analyses. Sales confidence surveys are qualitative, captures sentiment. You ask reps how confident they feel positioning your product versus other competitors, where they're struggling, which objections trip them up, what content they wish they had, and don't overthink it, really. This can be just like a 5 to 7 question Google form. Multiple choice with a few open text fields. The goal at the end of the day is really to just pattern match. So like if 3 out of 20 reps say they're struggling with product A, that's a blip. But if 14 out of 20 say that they don't feel confident against product B, that's a legit signal. Here are a few questions that help surface that signal. How confident are you positioning against competitor A, B, or C? And you can use 1 to 5 slider to gauge rep sentiment by competitor. Which competitor are you most worried about heading into next quarter? This helps you prioritize perceived threats, even if they don't match deal data. What competitive resource has helped you win recently? This surfaces what's actually working in the field and what you might need to address. And then lastly, if you had a magic wand, what would help you win more competitive deals? This reveals blind spots like missing proof points or weak talk tracks. Now, keep in mind, the threat analysis is quantitative. It tells who's actually showing up in your pipeline, who you're winning against, and who's beating you. This is something that you're going to need to pull from your CRM or from win-loss calls. All you need to do is plot win rate versus frequency. This gives you a threat matrix. So something like high frequency, low win rate, that's going to be competitors that are in your high risk zone. And when you pair both of these together, sentiment from sales and data from deals, you get a much clearer view of where to focus. Not just what feels important, but what is important. And look, building spreadsheets and pulling CRM data yourself is a pain. I personally know this, and it's one of the biggest pain points I hear from other competitive intel practitioners as well. That's why Klue built competitive revenue analytics. It automatically maps which competitors you're losing the most revenue to, threats in your open opportunities, and your revenue impact on competitive deals. And if you don't have all the time in the world to track every single competitor, then Klue's AI has you covered. Reps can simply type a competitor's name into Klue and get an instant snapshot. How you compare, where you win, what to say. These profiles refresh daily too, so they're always current. And plus, deal tips analyze exactly what was said in a call, and they also flag which competitors are coming up. They send you also short, tailored summaries to reps' inboxes and give you fodder like, here's what matters, here's what to say next, here's how to win. So you save time, your reps save their deal. It's a win-win.